Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on 10 games in Fanatical's Platinum Collection of April 2025. To help me answer the question, should you buy it? By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle, and have the opportunity to gain early access to videos of buying a coffee through Buy Me a Coffee or Ko-Fi. Your support means the world to me, and I genuinely appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have The Lord of the Rings, Gollum, a stealthy platform narrative adventure set in Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings world. In this 10 to 12 hour journey, you sneak, climb, and argue your way through a fractured Middle-earth, experiencing Gollum's internal battle between loyalty and betrayal. You'll quickly realize that Gollum is not a master of movement. Platforming feels stiff, with only one way through each area: grab ledges, swing across bars, or scramble vines. The environments are beautiful and vertical, but one missed jump sends you plummeting to a checkpoint. Fortunately, generous autosaves and Gollum vision, which highlights interactable objects, help keep frustration in check. Stealth sections are even more rigid. You get caught, you die. Luckily, patrols are predictable, shadows are deep, and tall grass is easy to find. You can strangle unhelmeted orcs, but combat is rare, and most of your time is spent sneaking or solving simple navigation puzzles. While the mechanics feel half-baked, the story is where Gollum shines. You get to influence Gollum's personality in tense dialogue choices, arguing between Smeagol's kindness and Gollum's malice. Exploring Mordor's grim slave pits and the politics of Sauron's realm is fascinating, with detailed grotesque environments far from the flashy style of other Middle-earth games. Later, you move to Elven lands, where the tone shifts but the tension remains. The personal stakes, Gollum's desperate broken yearning, keep you invested, even though you know his tragic fate. The Lord of the Rings Gollum may be janky, but if you're here for the story, you'll find something strangely beautiful. By the way, if you want to hear the full review, complete with my attempt at voicing Gollum, check out the link in the description below. At number 2 we have Turnip Boy Robs a Bank, a veggie-filled roguelite from Snoozy Kazoo, packed with internet humor and criminal chaos. You step back into the leafy shoes of Turnip Boy, this time ditching tax evasion for a full-on bank robbery spree. Each run has you diving into static, randomized rooms, looting cash, shooting enemies, and dodging bullets before racing back to your hideout. The roguelite formula keeps the pace snappy, though you'll notice a small pool of rooms starts feeling repetitive fast. Upgrades like more health, damage, and hilarious hats are bought with your hard-earned loot, and the dark web adds an extra layer of silliness and strategy. You'll unlock new tools as you go, but after the first hour or so, you'll be swimming in cash, making progression pretty easy. Boss battles and harder difficulties though are a real test of your skills and keep things exciting. Turnip Boy's weapon variety steals the show. Whether you're blasting tunes with a conch shell gun or wielding a ridiculous frog blaster, you constantly want to swap weapons just to see what absurdity you can cause next. The humor is very online. If you're into goofy internet memes and absurd side quests, like helping a carrot Frankenstein a berry person, you'll be right at home. Otherwise, it might not click. At around 5 hours long, the adventure is short and sweet, but you'll probably wish there was more. Still, if you need a few good laughs and a fun afternoon, this criminal turnip delivers. At number 3 we have SteamWorld Build, a city builder with a twist, combining steampunk robot towns with underground dungeon keeper style mining. You'll place charming buildings, manage supply chains, and upgrade workers into engineers to unlock even more complex structures. The game eases you into its systems, introducing new layers only after you've mastered the basics, which keeps it feeling accessible and full of small discoveries. Once your town is thriving, you can dig into the underground layers, carving tunnels, gathering resources, and building functional rooms. It's a clever mechanic that balances nicely with the above-ground city management. Monsters eventually appear, bringing a light tower defense element, but there's little real threat. Broken structures simply need repairs, rather than full rebuilding, keeping the pace relaxed. The biggest downside is that SteamWorld Build can feel too forgiving. There's no real danger nor competition, and sometimes you realize you could achieve similar results by just waiting rather than optimizing your strategy. It is satisfying to improve efficiency, but with time being the only real resource at risk, it lacks urgency. A full playthrough takes about 5 hours, which feels refreshing if you're after a quick, complete city building experience. However, Genre veterans expecting a sprawling, endlessly replayable game may leave disappointed. The story is thin, and despite fun animations and a cozy atmosphere, it does not quite capture the personality of earlier SteamWorld games. SteamWorld Build is a chill, accessible entry point for newcomers, but feels slight compared to the deeper, heavier titles that city building fans might crave. At number 4 we have Bramble the Mountain King, an atmospheric survival horror game where you navigate the eerie depths of Scandinavian folklore. You play as Ollie, a young boy who sets off into the dark woods to rescue his sister, Lillemore, after she's abducted by a troll under the sinister Mountain King's command. The game beautifully combines platforming, stealth, and intense boss battles as you traverse hauntingly realistic environments like plague-ravaged villages and shadowy swamps. You'll encounter an array of unsettling mythological creatures, from trolls to shape-shifting witches. The story unfolds through narrated fairy tales, adding depth to the world's dark lore. Ollie's growing orb becomes your lifeline, serving as both a source of light and a weapon during tense encounters. The game's defining characteristics is its unique boss battles, which are imaginative, terrifying, and unforgiving. Each encounter is multi-phased, requiring you to think quickly and act even faster. Despite its deceptively whimsical appearance, Bramble delves into truly grim themes, like infant unaliving and self-unaliving, with graphic violence that is definitely not for the faint of heart. The atmosphere is heightened by stunning visuals, immersive soundscapes, and a haunting soundtrack featuring pieces like Grieg's In the Hall of the Mountain King. While Ollie's controls can be a bit clunky, especially on narrow ledges, the frequent autosave checkpoints keep frustration to a minimum. If you appreciate games like Little Nightmares and enjoy dark folklore with a mix of stealth and action, Bramble the Mountain King is a spine-chilling experience worth diving into. At number 5 we have Koboo the Tree Spirit, a platformer roguelike where you play as Koboo, the last surviving forest spirit fighting against destructive humans. The game makes no effort to hide its environmental message, hitting you hard with themes of deforestation and human greed. If you're on board with the message, the vibrant forests and varied biomes will pull you in immediately. The art is beautiful, and moving between lush glades and eerie crypts feel fresh. There's also a surprising variety of enemies, from potion-hurling scientists to floating monks, which keep things visually interesting. However, once you start jumping and fighting, problems show up. The platforming feels strangely floaty, and triple jumps and dashes make it almost impossible to fail. Combat does not fare much better. Hitting enemies lacks any satisfying impact, even with heavier weapons like the axe. While the crit system, which rewards hitting weak points, is a clever idea, it is undermined by poor balance. Enemies are large but weak, allowing you to easily exploit them by mashing attacks in their crit zones. Despite 7 different areas and some nice extras like fishing and gardening, Koboo's core loop wears thin fast. You can see credits in under 3 hours, which is extremely short for a roguelike. Even though there's a content roadmap planned, the real problem is balance, not quantity. With our rethinking combat and platforming, Koboo the Tree Spirit remains a stunning but hollow experience. Pretty forests alone aren't enough to save this dying spirit. At number 6 we have Between Horizons, a gripping sci-fi mystery set aboard the Generation starship Zephyr, blending detective gameplay with rich storytelling. You step into the shoes of Stella, a second-generation crew member destined to inherit her father's role as security chief. As the ship hurtles through space, tensions rise, moral dilemmas emerge, and secrets simmer beneath the surface. The game is a pure investigation experience, free of distractions like combat or platforming. You gather evidence, interview characters, and use logical deduction to solve cases. Each mystery challenges you to connect dots in your head, relying on your reasoning rather than hand-holding mechanics. It's a refreshing change from typical games that solve puzzles for you. The thrill of cracking a case through your own intellect feels incredibly rewarding. The starship setting is more than a backdrop. It's a living world filled with philosophical questions about leadership, generational roles, and personal agency. Should the older generation retain control, or should the passengers have a say? These questions add depth to the tightly crafted narrative, culminating in impactful choices and multiple endings. Visually, the 2.5D art style captures the confined yet layered design of the Zephyr, though its monochromatic palette can make some areas blend together. The atmospheric soundtrack, reminiscent of Blade Runner Jazz Club, enhances the noir tone. While occasional backtracking and limited dialogue options may disrupt immersion, Between Horizons delivers an unforgettable detective experience. Its focused gameplay, moral complexity, and excellent writing make it a must-play for sci-fi and mystery fans alike. At number 7 we have Parkasaurus. Parkasaurus brings back the joy of managing your own dinosaur park, reminiscent of classics like Zoo Tycoon 2. This indie simulation and strategy game offers a delightful experience. The game's low-poly visuals are charming, with intricate details that make even the smallest elements visually captivating. From cute 2D menus to dynamic 3D environments, every aspect of Parkasaurus is designed to immerse you in the world of dinosaur management. The main campaign kicks off with a group of dinosaurs crash landing from space, setting the stage for a series of missions to repair their ship. While optional, these missions serve as a great introduction to the game's mechanics, preparing you for the challenges ahead. Sandbox mode allows for customization, offering different biomes and budgets to suit your preferences. Whether you're meticulously planning exhibits or embarking on expeditions to retrieve fossils, Parkasaurus keeps you engaged with its strategic gameplay and rewarding progression. The user interface strikes a good balance between complexity and accessibility, although text size can be a bit small at times. Building and managing dinosaur exhibits is a highlight, with various enrichment items and upgrades to keep your creatures happy. With over 30 dinosaur species to discover and care for, Parkasaurus offers plenty of opportunities for creativity and exploration. Parkasaurus delivers a roaring good time for fans of management sims, combining fun gameplay mechanics with adorable dinosaurs and engaging park management. If you're looking to embark on a charming and adorable journey reminiscent of Jurassic Park, then Parkasaurus is the perfect game for you. At number 8 we have Death Trick Double Blind, a brilliant circus-themed mystery visual novel where you investigate the murder of the amazing Hattie. You play as both Jackie, a magician who impersonates Hattie to gain trust, and Detective Jones, a hired private investigator. Switching between the two perspectives gives you a refreshing mix of casual and analytical approaches to uncovering the truth. The real magic lies in the characters. Each suspect, from Ideen the fiery dancer to Echo the cryptic puppeteer, feels alive and layered, with rich motives and unique personalities. You will constantly strategize about who to question, what objects to investigate, and which contradictions to expose. Spotting lies with the contradiction mechanic is especially satisfying, letting you catch suspects slipping up and tightening your grip on the mystery. Managing action points adds a fun tactical twist, as you decide how to spend your limited moves to push the investigation forward. Earning extra points through smart plays keeps you on your toes, making every choice matter. The story throws plenty of curveballs, and one particular late game twist absolutely rewards your investment with a jaw-dropping payoff. Even though the killer stays the same across runs, the multiple endings and layered writing make replaying a no-brainer. A couple of minor spelling errors pop up, but honestly, you'll be too hooked to care. If you love sharp writing, gorgeous art, and juicy mysteries, Death Trick Double Blind is a must-play. At number 9 we have Dance of Cards, a brutal and bizarre mix of RPG storytelling and poker mechanics, where your luck and strategy are pushed to the limit. This single-player adventure sets you aboard a claustrophobic ship filled with shady characters and deadly games of chance. You play as Martin the Magician, a selfish trickster heading to the new world for fortune. Survival depends on your poker skills and how well you master character talents that can twist the game in your favor. Each encounter revolves around classic poker hands, but clever use of talent points or TP lets you bend the rules, sabotage opponents, and manipulate outcomes. Once you learn the ropes, that is. The story is both dark and fascinating, with brief moments of levity before crushing you under the weight of defeat. Stay ahead in chips or get eliminated. It is that simple and that brutal. The final boss battle, however, is a merciless one-shot affair that demands near perfection and might frustrate you to no end. Visually, Dance of Cards leans into a grim pixel art style with muted colors, creating an ominous mood. Meanwhile, the upbeat synth-heavy soundtrack adds an art charm without overwhelming the atmosphere. Clear tutorials and simple controls make this accessible, even if you aren't a poker expert. If you enjoy punishing challenges, endless retries, and a taste of victory snatched from the jaws of death, Dance of Cards will reward your persistence. Are you ready to bet it all? At number 10 we have Terraformers. Terraformers immerses you in the challenging role of overseeing the colonization and terraforming of Mars, blending strategy, resource management, and narrative depth. The game transports players to the Red Planet, tasking them with navigating the complexities of planetary exploration and development. The game offers a rich variety of scenarios, allowing you to tailor your Mars expedition according to different objectives. Whether focusing on resource extraction to support Earth or striving for Martian independence, Terraformers provides ample opportunities for strategic decision making. One notable aspect of Terraformers is its integration of leader mechanics, where each leader brings a unique set of abilities and bonuses, adding depth to gameplay and narrative immersion. As you cycle through leaders, their backstories and abilities influence your approach to city building, resource management, and terraforming efforts. However, Terraformers doesn't neatly fit into traditional city building or resource management genres, offering a dynamic blend of mechanics instead. Each turn presents you with a range of projects, from city infrastructure to terraforming initiatives, demanding careful resource allocation and strategic planning. The game's presentation, though lacking in some aspects, such as city animations, features well-crafted artwork and a solid soundtrack that complements the futuristic theme. Despite occasional randomness in card draws and repetition in leader abilities, Terraformers delivers an engaging gameplay that keeps you hooked with its one more turn appeal. Terraformers offers a compelling strategy and resource management experience that captures the essence of Mars-focused science fiction. While some aspects may not appeal to all players, its varied scenarios, leader mechanics, and terraforming concepts make it a worthy addition to the genre. And that's all for this bundle. This bundle is pure chaos in the best way. You've got some legit bangers, some chill gems, and then Gollum. Absolute meme material. Sure, you can't triple stack the cursed energy and gift Gollum to your whole squad, but for $3, honestly, it's worth it just for the laughs. Plus, Death Trait looks fire if you're into Phoenix Wright vibes. Overall, it's a wild ride of a bundle. Part quality, part cursed artifact, all entertainment. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe consider unlocking early access to videos by buying the channel a coffee. Special thanks to Terry D for subscribing to the Early Access Army. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.